LoreWarrior Online. HA1-0 Hauptmann. Overview. The Hauptmann, the Lyran Alliance's first omni-mech design, is based on captured clan Daishis. Coventry Metalworks, producer of the Draconis-designed Firestarter omni-mech, took what they learned from producing the Firestarter and applied it to a much larger chassis. Oddly, the Hauptmann lacks an XL engine. There's certainly room in the chassis, and Coventry Metalworks can afford the cost. Rumour is that Coventry designers cannot make omni-mechs with XL engines. It's more likely that than they simply wanted to save money. Capabilities. The Hauptmann's primary configuration is deadly at all ranges, combining paired ER large lasers with medium pulse lasers and the newly developed LB-20X autocannon. Extremely well armoured, the prime configuration also carries enough heat sinks to make efficient use of its weapons, as well as the added protection of a Guardian ECM suite. The A configuration is designed for close combat, utilising hand actuators for punching and jump jets for manoeuvrability. It carries 4 ER medium lasers, bought from the Free Worlds League, and 2 SRM-6 launchers, each augmented with Artemis fire control. For long-range weaponry, the Alpha variant carries a Gauss rifle that is more than enough to discourage smaller opponents. The B configuration returns to the all-around approach of the Prime, carrying 2 ERPPCs for long-range attack and 3 medium pulse lasers for closer opponents. It also mounts the frightening new Ultra AC-20, carrying enough ammunition to keep it supplied for some time. Unfortunately, it lacks the heat sinks to support all of this weaponry. Deployment. In a unique move, Archon Katrina Steiner named the new Lyran Alliance Omni-mech Hauptmann to honour all of the Hauptmanns who commanded the Lyran Alliance armed forces. The highest officers who consistently see battle, the Hauptmanns of the LAAF have long held the greatest respect among the enlisted and non-com officers. The first models of the new Omni-mech were assigned to Hauptmanns in the New Bolan, Skye, Donegal, Coventry and Alarian Jaeger units. The remaining Hauptmanns produced so far have been sent to the Skye Rangers. Several Hauptmanns have been assigned to garrison units on Coventry, with Coventry Metalworks retaining some to protect their main factories. So here we are with the cover boy of TRO 3060, the Hauptmann. It's a 95-ton assault omni-mech. Its chassis is standard, its power plant is a 285 standard, its cruise speed is 32 and its max speed is 54 kph, and the primary configuration doesn't have jump jets, but we know the Alpha does. Its armour is standard. Its armament is 43 ton of pod space being available, and it's manufactured by Coventry Metalworks on Coventry, with an unknown communication and unknown targeting and tracking system. Very interesting, sneaky even. So yeah, the mech moves at 3 and 5. It has 11 double heat sinks for 22 heat dissipation. The primary configuration has 9 armour on the head, 45 on the CT, 15 on the rear, 30 on the right and left torso with 10 on the rear, 32 on the arms and 40 on the legs. When we go down here, we can see that the primary configuration has an ER small in the head, a ER large in the left arm, a medium pulse laser in the left arm, 2 extra double heat sinks in the left arm, has an LB-20 in the left torso with Guardian ECM in the CT, 2 Streak 2s, one split between the left and right torso. It has 15 rounds of LBX ammo in the right torso with 50, or 2 tons basically, of Streak ammo in the right torso. It has 2 extra double heat sinks in the right torso with an ER large in the right arm, a medium pulse on the right arm, and a further 2 double heat sinks to keep everything nice and cool. Alternate configuration Alpha has 2 ER medium lasers in the left arm with a SRM-6 in the left arm and Artemis fire control with an extra double heatsink. 4 more double heatsinks are located in the left torso, with the Gauss rifle being located in the right torso with 16 shots of ammunition. The SRM ammo is also here in the right torso with 30 shots. It has jump jets split between the right, left leg and the CT, and further down in the right arm we have 2 ER medium lasers, another SRM-6, Artemis fire control and another double heatsink. Finally, configuration B mounts a medium pulse laser in the head, an ERPPC in the left arm with a medium pulse laser and an extra double heatsink. 3 more double heatsinks are located in the left torso, with the Ultra AC-20 being split crit between the right torso and the center torso, with 15 shots in the right torso. Another ERPPC is located in the right arm, with another medium pulse and an extra double heatsink. The Hauptmann is a dorky looking assault mech though, let's face it. A cigar chomping sergeant. I get the idea. I don't, you know what, I don't dislike the Hauptmann. I think it's unique and stands out because of its unusual and slightly silly looks. And it's certainly not a bad mech by any stretch. I appreciate the fact that there is a passing similarity to the Direwolf in this design as well. I think overall it's not a bad overall look and design of an omni mech, especially for a piece of technology that doesn't really see a hell of a lot of use going forward past this point in the Innisphere, as Omni-Mech technologies just ends up becoming far too expensive and not really the hit that I guess a lot of the designers were expecting it to be within the Innisphere. Also, I think from a gameplay perspective, you kind of want the clans to be at least still unique in the sense that they have Omni-Mechs in the Innisphere, aren't running around all with Omni-Mechs, just everything just homogenizes, and there's no fun in that. But yeah, having the Innisphere with a few Omni-Mech designs, it makes sense. So it's a very powerful mech, obviously 95 ton, it should be. Its main drawbacks obviously being its speed and the fact that it's mounting a hell of a lot of firepower. It's also unique for the fact that it doesn't mount an XL engine, as it says. That means that, yeah, it's a vehicle that isn't going to be very easily taken out, even if you do concentrate fire on a specific location by using things like targeting computers, or just aimed shots in multiple turns. It's obviously relatively slow, although the alpha version being able to jump is a bit of a scary prospect for some people who aren't expecting a jump-capable 95 tonner with a Gauss rifle, but there we go. Overall, yeah, it can engage at pretty much every range. It's more than capable of thumping out damage, taking fire in return. It's just, you know, your good all-round solid slab of metal with a shit ton of guns and pretty decent armor. Like, pretty much personifies Innisphere assault mechs at 95 to 100 ton. They do one thing particularly well: shoot all the guns and walk slowly forward doing it. The kind of thing that I think pound for pound probably does a bit better than some clan assault mechs certainly achieve. And yeah, outside of its slightly unusual looks, I would say it's a solid addition to the lineup for the Lyran Armed Forces for sure. This would be one of those ones I would be interested to see if they would do much visually as an update of this design, because we know it's coming within the halls of Catalyst. I'm sure that there are some redesigns here and there. If they're doing it for all the existing ones from 2750 and 3025, I'm assuming as we go further along they are going to look at some of these other TROs and update the designs to bring everything within one design aesthetic in that sense. So I would be interested to see what they do with the Hauptmann to sort of bring it in line. I know some people have in the past expressed certain frustration with some of the more modern redesigns, turning everything into a more homogenized feel, less rounded kind of look to some of the parts, more angular, more modern military styling. So I imagine some people might be afraid of that kind of thing happening, and yeah, I could see it happening. If they have a style guide that they're working to, that's unfortunately, if you don't like that current style, I think unfortunately that's going to happen with all of them. The Hauptmann would be included in this, but I would hope that they would keep the unique elements to it, which is certainly the head, the fact that it's a mech that's got a mouth. Not many do, but yeah, you know, there are things like the Charger, for instance, that exist, the Banshee, the Banshee has a mouth on it, for instance. So some of them do have kind of angry faces, and the Hauptmann's definitely up there for angry face. Even has little Batman ears. It's great. It's not a mech I would go out to pick, but if I was given one in a scenario, I would certainly have fun with it, that's for sure. But yeah, so that's the poster boy of 3060, the Hauptmann, and not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. So, yeah. I'll leave it there. Thanks for listening, everybody. I'm hoping I can get some more of these done before my throat completely gives out on me. And I'll catch you all next time. Bye-bye.